became aware of Studio 3 way in the late 1980s when, as a manager of a respite home, we looked for some training on how to teach staff how to manage behaviours effectively, and we were impressed with what Studio 3 was saying. There was, at the time, a macho sort of belief at the time about how people should manage behaviours. Studio 3's approach was completely different. They believed that all staff, no matter what their qualifications, no matter what their ability or who they were employed, their role, could manage behaviours, and it was a team approach, looking at what that person was communicating, looking at how to diffuse behaviours, but also looking at how to manage behaviours within the environment, not stop the behaviours. I now know it was the low arousal approach, where you look at diffusing situations, where you look at alternatives for the individual, where you look at taking the steam out of situations as well. I've always worked with individuals who actually need behaviours to be managed, and I was a community nurse at the time, and I was able to go and talk to parents about the low arousal approach. I was able to talk to them about how you don't need to be emotional about how you respond to behaviours, about sometimes it's stopping and thinking and perhaps backing away and reducing the pressure on the individual. So it guided the way I worked with individuals for all the years that I was a community nurse. I was very lucky in that I was approached by Dr. Andrea Page to actually write a book with a colleague of his, Linda Woodcock. She had just come to Studio 3. She'd been employed to introduce training for families, and we were able to work together and write a book called Managing Family Meltdown. The idea behind it was that we wanted to produce a book that took the jargon out of and demystified this whole approach to how people's behaviours were being managed. And we used the low arousal approach throughout, and we gave families and grandparents and siblings practical advice on what to do. I have a number of roles as an academic. One of them is that I teach skills. So part of that when I'm working with students is we talk about, well, how, if you're working with individuals who are confused, individuals who've got challenging behaviour, individuals who may actually be anxious, then we can talk about using the low arousal approach when we're applying skills, nursing skills to those individuals. The other thing about the low arousal approach is it's not just a theory, it's something that people can take out into practice. And as an academic here in the university, that's something that we instill with students from the first time we sort of meet them throughout their 3-year course. So we embed the low arousal approach in all the theory that we teach them.